Hello, what have we here?
You're wrong.
Damn! What the hell was that?
Game over, man. Game over.
You're wrong.
You finished?
Well, I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
Greetings, boys and girls, lemurs and squirrels, and welcome to the Week in Geek for May the 6th in this foul year of our Lord, 2026, a wholly owned subsidiary of Free Range Idiocy, wherein we present our midweek dose of geekery for you.
Got people.
Sit back and relax as we scrape the best news we found off the bottom of the interweb shoe and let you know exactly how we feel about it. I'm your Uncle Todd, and with me, as always, is the lead editor-in-chief bottle washer of the Week in Geek. I give you the man they call Tim.
Dun,
Where is he?
dun, 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 dun.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know there'd be musical accompaniment.
Well, actually, that's not really the music that the Razor.
No,
I'm trying
that's
to do
all right,
my
though.
own little flyby here. I can't do the overhead shot because of the positioning of everything. But
You didn't work this out ahead of time?
no, I didn't.
The dedication to the show is severely lacking.
All right, let me put this down without tripping over myself.
You didn't drop it. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, sir.
Yeah, I haven't put it down. All right, almost there. All right, we have a landing.
I didn't know we would have a progress report. I thought you just set it down. I'm getting ready to set it down. I'm bending at the knees. I'm girding my loins.
In lieu of my usual opener here, sir, may the 4th be with you.
And with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We are recording on Monday night, May the 4th. Off a little bit off our original schedule, but hey, you know, that's how we are. We're flexible.
Exactly.
So, there we have it.
Look at
But,
you. Like, I just have to say again, sir, you're standing up. You don't have your sweatshirt on. You're about ready to take people to the gun show right there, looks like. There.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's almost a Dom Mysterio sort of a thing right there. That's not too bad. That's actually better than Dirty Dom. Oh my goodness.
If Dirty Dom 619 isn't bad enough as it is, him flexing before he does it just takes the taco at that point. Jeez.
Yeah, the funny thing is, so the man they call Tim here accused me of shifting our recording from our normal Sunday evening spot to Monday because I specifically would want to record on May the 4th. I was like, I wish I could say I was that clever. Honestly, I'm more zeroed in on Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo falling on Taco Tuesday. That was my real thing. Like I have had such a tunnel vision craving for Mexican food over the last month. It's obscene. Like
So tomorrow night you will abuse yourself.
He's adorable. He's adorable.
It's my Grogu. I received this as a thank you from the parents of the marching band parents organization that I was president of. I've been president of a lot of things.
I know. People keep giving you all these positions of authority. They must not know you very well.
Well, you know.
If they do, they would and understood your naked grasping for power. Just look. Oh my gosh. I never should have said anything about the gun show. Never should have said a damn
You're
thing.
gonna rue the day.
Jeez. What people don't know is that T-shirt's actually padded. It has going into it. It's like a Marvel superhero costume.
And by the way, I mean, not to be funny, it's the only way to get this on camera, but I am wearing
Yes, your Moose
my AT-AT shirt that I got in Portland, Maine during one of our visits out to see you and the missus. And
you did not specifically come to see us. You came there for some lobster and you happened to be in the same area. Come on now.
Did we visit? We visited. And
we
walked the town. We enjoyed some wonderful food and drink and had ourselves a grand old time.
And some more drink and then some more drink.
I don't remember much after that, but
Yeah, no, that last
as
bit at
all our
Rosie,
evenings end.
pretty much.
Where am I?
We need to start wearing body cams. That's
Oh God!
go back to the replay.
Honey, where'd I park the Razor Crest? I don't remember. Oh my god!
All right, this is going off the rails really quick. So
It
what do we got going on in the Week in Geek here, sir? What do we got
All right.
happening?
Well, as we are ought to do, last few Week in Geeks, we've been kind of kicking it off. Kicking it. I'm gonna kick it. Yeah. Sorry, you didn't see me doing the kicking.
You didn't even get a knee, nothing up into the frame. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm not Phil Brooks. I can't throw one of those head high sort of kicks, roundhouse kicks that he throws. But nonetheless, we have some trailers to kick us off here, and a few came out over the weekend. I do have a funny over the week.
love the different posture you have. You got the hand on the hip, like it's like sassy man. They
I'm
call it,
emoting. I'm emoting. I'm free from my chair. I've been sitting all day.
You're
ladies
like
and gentlemen.
Marco. You're like Marco after he goes into the litter box. You have like the post poop zoomies. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh my god. Yes. Now I work from home today, so I've been sitting for most of the day.
Have you
so
stepped up your fiber intake?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I am drinking my matcha
Of course you are.
right here out of my New England Patriots.
How many ounces is that, sir?
I don't know.
That's a lot of matcha right there.
It's antioxidant. It's going to clean me out.
Like, you need that. You've already got the zoomies. You're going to be bouncing around in a minute.
It's not sugar. No. It is unsweetened. There's no sugar in it.
It's not that. It's the relief of venting your waste
Well,
that causes it.
is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I do have a funny story to tell. So we're about to do some trailers, and I sent Uncle Todd. I came across this. I think it was a Friday. I think it was on Friday night. I sent this to you. Had a couple of bourbons at that point, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we got to watch this!" And it was what was it called? Knight Rider something or other.
Declassified. Or something like
Declassified.
that. Yeah.
So it's this like 6.5 minute long trailer, and I'm watching this thing, and I watch it not all the way to the end, like right, to the end of the main content. There was like maybe some
Until you blacked out.
time after that. But I send this to Uncle Todd. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to watch this. And then I realized, oh, I didn't see where it's actually playing. It didn't say Netflix. It didn't say, Disney or anything like that. And then the next day you text me back and you're like, yeah, I was excited about this until I saw it was a hundo to
watch. Just to get the
watch.
DVDs.
Oh my God.
Like, I can literally get all 4 seasons of Battlestar Galactica plus the plan and Razor for $100 on Blu-ray. Sorry.
Unacceptable.
I mean, it does look
I love
cool
Knight
because
Rider, but
it's not only Knight Rider, but they're talking to like all of the other folks from like those types of shows, because the whole premise is like in the 80s there was a lot of action, and everything was big and spectacular, and then it was centered around, a lot of them centered around a vehicle. So they had like the Dukes of Hazzard cats on there. They're showing clips from Airwolf, and I'm sure they probably worked into they'll go into Magna PI and everything where car centric and all. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like my entire childhood, except they've all aged, I mean, of course. But I was just like, oh yeah, this is great. And then like, okay, well, I'll bite. How much does it cost to watch this? What the frack? And then you can go all the way up to like a couple $1,000s. And it's like the Blu-ray.
to watch this?
Well, because it's almost like a Kickstarter thing. Like it's different tiers. You get up to the highest one, and it's like, all of this stuff and a t-shirt and a hat. I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm going to wear my Knight Rider Declassified hat. Like I'm not ready for the home quite yet, where I just wear whatever freebie hat that I managed to find, That's
in that
not
case,
me.
it's not a freebie. It's costing you $1,000 or something like that, my friend.
No, it's the same. Yeah, true.
Good
Color hat.
Wow.
But
The best part of the trailer was seeing the actual footage of when they would film these jumps, and you see how the cars get absolutely trashed on landing. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Which is it's one of those movie making things of like, you have the hero car. That's the one that it looks the best. It has all of the detail, so that you show that one in close-ups and all that. That's the one that the people step in and out of, so it looks fantastic on film. Then you have the other cars that are just basically, just has to look good enough for a wide shot, and we don't care if it gets destroyed, and certain cars will do certain stunts and all that. What was I watching the other day? I was watching an old episode of MASH, and it was in the episode, Hawkeye and Colonel Potter are like driving along and there's bombs going off and stuff. And in some of the shots, you can definitely tell it's Alan Alda and who played Colonel Potter, Harry Morgan. You can tell it's them. And then in others where there's explosions going off and stuff like that, you can tell it's different people and vastly different people. Like like Colonel Potter all of a sudden gained 1.5 feet of height. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just funny because it's one of those things like, well, of course you have to have stunt people, but it's like there wasn't anyone who has a stunt person that, looked closer. Like it's like they didn't even care. Like just slap them in some olive drab and just send them out there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you think about how much stuff gets destroyed in the movie making tricks of the trailer.
Or just the trailer that had all the different Pontiac Trans Ams that were just that they had to purchase and go oh my gosh, it's just insane. Anyways,
well, think about like the Dukes of Hazzard, because that like the Dodge Charger they're using in that.
Yeah,
that car was at the time what 15, 16 years old.
Think so, yeah.
So you have to go and try and round up a whole bunch of those and then repair as many as you can because, they're not just lying around.
Yep.
Damn, man. Kind of funny.
But we're not going to watch that Knight Rider trailer because Uncle Todd and I, it wasn't in the budget, not in the show budget to go throw, a hundo or I don't know, what do you call a thousand? Anyways.
A lot more money than I have.
Yeah, but we did have 3 trailers that we're gonna. Oh, stop it! We had 3 trailers. We're gonna.
That's barely a percentage of what you take in as HOA president and bribes in a year.
Stop it! Just stop it!
Whoa! Don't tell me you're not getting kickbacks.
I'm not, and you need to just knock it off right now. Slender. That's what that is. Slender.
Walking around with your cane, just going around door to door.
You mean this walking stuff? I have my scooter that I go around on, sir. With my sash and my crown, so
that makes it even worse. What are you, a beauty pageant?
No,
crown.
I'm the president, so you have some accoutrement. You have to
not a crown though. You at least have a top hat, something dignified, a monocle perhaps.
There is a monocle involved. Yes.
There you go.
All right. Anyways, let's move on here. So we had 3 trailers that came out. First one on Netflix. We are products of the 1980s. And this gentleman here had quite a run during the 80s, establishing himself as one of the premier comedians, both on SCTV, SNL, lots of movies. I mean, Three Amigos. God help me with what are some other movies Martin Short has been in? Because he's been in a few. I'm just blanking.
I don't remember him so much. I mean, Inner Space, not exactly a heralded movie, although it was pretty funny at the time. I mean, I can't remember. I don't remember him from a lot of movie work. Like he's one of those guys that I remember a lot from TV.
Oh, Father of the Bride. That was a big one. The Three Fugitives. That was hysterical.
Three Fugitives?
With Nick Nolte. And there was a little girl. And Martin Short was the dad who was trying to, I don't know if he was kidnapping his daughter or what he was doing, but it was a goofy little movie. Father of the Bride, he was hysterical in. Let's see. He was in Mars Attacks.
He was?
Yep. Let's see.
Wait a minute. He's in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom?
Apparently
Am I looking at the right one? Yeah, this is Martin Short.
You are.
Wow.
Oh, he was in the Santa Claus because he played Jack Frost.
Wasn't that Santa Claus 2?
Might have been 2, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think that was...
I didn't realize he was in Aquaman, though. Wow.
The Addams Family?
Yep. And now, of course, currently, Only Murders in the Building, which is a big, big hit. But anyways, we're going to watch the trailer for the documentary on beloved comedian Martin Short, and what, basically about his life and his friends and colleagues have stories and anecdotes to tell, I'm sure. Wow. So are you ready, sir? Is this queued up?
I'm looking at, so the funny thing about IMDb is it even lists, it's like voiceover work for Old Navy. And it's rated like a 6.9 out of stars. Like it's higher rated than some of the other stuff he's in.
Oh, he was in Taxi.
Madagascar 3.
Let's see.
How I Met
Tracy
Your Mother.
Ullman Show.
All right. Yes, I am ready. Otherwise I'll just sit here and stare at IMDb.
Clifford. Oh, he was in Clifford. He did have a short-lived Martin Short show, Mars Attacks.
Well, everybody had a talk show back. If it was that like the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah,
was.
that was when they were handing those gigs out. Like
Curb Your
candy.
Enthusiasm, Arrested Development.
Lots of like guest spots. Like he is the ultimate like. If you need, it's almost like it's like the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that he's been used in the MCU. Like no individual movies now. Once they kind of really started incorporating the MCU, but you just sprinkle them in here and there, and it adds.
Yep. Yeah.
And that is Martin Short because he is insanely funny. Just like
all right, you ready, sir?
Yes.
All right, counting down. What?
So let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Steve Martin right out of the gate. He's dancing around.
Oh my gosh. Those have got to be some great home movies with Martin Short.
I love it. Marty can't come. You cancel the party.
Makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
Eugene Levy. This is just going to be like comedy royalty.
Jimmy Glick.
Yeah.
He's hysterical.
How does he not break? Like, how does Martin Short not break?
Do not know. Do not know. He had a lot of good characters on SCTV, and then Ed Grimley. That was always my favorite. I must say.
Gosh, so weird.
And he doesn't age. I mean, maybe just a smidge, but.
I mean, yeah.
But
no, I mean,
a lot of shots of him on vacation.
Well, I mean, who's he married to?
I don't remember.
Is it another actor?
I thought his first wife passed away of cancer.
Oh.
I thought. A lot of dancing.
Yeah.
That's a great line. Marty operates at the speed of joy.
Yes.
That is an apt description of the man.
That's a great thing to aspire to.
Yes.
Honestly. Oh, John Mulaney.
Yep. Marty, life is short. Good old Jimmy Glick.
That you know what? I wasn't sure I wanted to see that. I kind of want to see that now because I
warms the cockles of your heart.
Even the subcoccular region, really.
Which apparently is your favorite because you always seem to reference that.
Because it's funny. I would love for people to say that about me. He was good at life. I mean, I don't think that I'm aspiring to maybe get there a little bit, but no, that's kind of cool.
If anyone can say one thing about you and I, we move at the speed of idiocy instead of the speed of joy.
Which requires a lot of math because it's sort of like how I type. Like people watch me typing and they're like, wow, you're really fast. I'm like, I spend a third of my time on the delete key. So I mean, for us, moving at the speed of idiocy is literally like, it's a lot of progress forwards, then backtracking, and then having to go back and you fix this and and then you go off in a different direction because you forgot what you were originally doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like the old school family circus cartoons where the kid was wandering around the neighborhood. You see that dotted line to their entire path. That's us. That's our thought process. That's our show.
Indeed.
How does anyone listen to this? I don't know.
All right. Well, I think we're bullish on Marty, Life is Short on Netflix. When is that coming out again? I did not catch the date.
Window.
I closed the window too, so now I'm going to have to reopen it. Because the date will be right there.
Folks, we just proved our point.
I'm going to fast forward to the end.
Did it say in the description?
Well, May 12th. May 12th. So
next week.
Next week it comes out. Not May the 4th, but May the 12th. All right. And then we got a little bit of hope and joy sprinkled into our week last week. Uncle Todd sent this to me post haste. And this is on Apple TV Plus. We have season 4 of Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Shall
By the
we?
way, the links for these are in the show description. I'm sure that most people are used to that by now, but it's in the show notes if you want to watch along, because otherwise you're just wondering what we're talking about.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Are you ready, sir?
I am ready for 1 minute and 8 seconds of belief.
It's going to go quick. It's going to go quick.
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, there's the guitars. Ted looking like he's had a bender. It's good to see all the characters.
Just all the folks. And then Higgins, of course, looking confused.
Yes. So we're dealing with a ladies soccer team now. Oh, there's Coach Beard.
And there's the ex. The ex-wife is in this.
Yep. Hey, it's the wanker guy. Yeah, wanker.
I'm kind of surprised that guy is still alive, honestly.
It is true.
He's an alcoholic's alcoholic.
There's Roy Kent being Roy Kent.
Yeah. And apparently Jane is back.
Jane and Beard, always crazy. Pee-pee. Coming August 5th. There it is.
Can't wait. So one interesting little bit that I noted,
Yes,
or I didn't note. I saw someone else had noted, so I'm going to note it. So it's a secondhand noting. So the Richmond ladies team is not wearing the same kit as the Richmond men's team from seasons basically 1 through 3.
Okay.
Because they're not wearing white shorts.
Oh.
They're wearing dark shorts.
Okay.
Which is a fairly recent development in women's soccer, I guess, at least in like World Cup soccer, but it's for obvious reasons because, white for ladies is not exactly practical. And it took how many decades to get that changed, which seems like a real obvious thing to do. It really does. It really seems like a very obvious thing to do. But, like Jade says, why we put the chairs up, the patriarchy. So there you have it. But anyways,
who says
that? Jade, Nate's girlfriend, when he's working in the restaurant. Again, I've watched this 8 times, dude.
Dude, I haven't watched Ted Lasso in a year or more. So
you want Ted Lasso trivia? Come at me, bro. I'm ready.
Gosh,
loaded for bear. I've noticed things.
What color shirt did Coach Beard wear when he was halfway through his evening out? There you go.
It was dark blue.
No, you're wrong. It was green.
What do you mean? Well, no, he was wearing a dark blue shirt.
I'm joking.
It was he had the sport coat over it with like I think he had like a handkerchief tucked in as a makeshift ascot.
This was a total joke. I have no idea what the right answer is. I'm sure you know it because you have watched this so many times. It's funny. It's very it's heartwarming is what it is.
It's also kind of sad and
stop. It's not
scary
sad.
in a way.
Come on now. Come on. All right. Well, we look forward to Mr. Lasso returning to give us a sense of warmth, hope in a world where things have gone full tilt bozo loco. We now turn our attention to another one that's coming up very shortly on May 27th. We have Spider-Noir. And this trailer is in true hue, full color. Hit me. So, with that note,
I was like, is that was a cue?
I was still going to count it down. So,
cool. I appreciate it.
3, 2, and 1.
God,
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage.
I love that clip you sent me where someone's like, "You got to join the MCU." It's like, do I? I'm Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
I am my own multiverse, basically.
Essentially. All right, so who's
hands are on fire, transformations are occurring.
This just looks like so focused in on being kind of this weird sort of noir period piece,
Yeah.
but tilted just a little bit.
Yep.
I'm so into that.
Oh, gets hit off the building. What's he going to do? Ah,
Not a whole lot, apparently.
no, apparently. Oh, he can throw some webby.
Hello, danger.
I love the dark mask.
Yes. With like the goggles.
Yes.
It's great.
Oh,
Oh,
I forget that
dude.
actor's name, but he's Dominic Gleeson, I think.
Yes. He's great in everything.
Nice. They're definitely keeping with the noir aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah.
Got some aliens. Got some spiders crawling out of people.
I don't know about that. So Nick Cage, it's great.
Yep. Nice. Spider-noir. So how are you watching it? Are you watching in color or black and white?
No, I think I'm going black and white.
Black and white?
Yeah. It feels like it just feels appropriate for that.
Yep.
You know?
I would agree.
No, I'm
Nice.
all in on that. I'm all in on that.
Well, they keep serving us up the trailers and giving us some good content, so we'll have to plop down and turn these into another thing in about a month, so or so. But yeah, May 27th is when this one comes out. All right. Well, we move from trailers to good old-fashioned articles, and this one
I'm really curious about what this last item is when we get there.
Oh, don't you worry. I have it all teed up, my friend.
I'm sure you do.
But from our friends at thedirect.com, that's right, The Direct, part of the portfolio, as always. And it's been a while because I've unfortunately been spending a lot of time in the Screen Rant and, wherever my time to shine hello hangs out. I've been hanging too long over in that corner of the...
Don't tell me this one's by My Time to Shine Hello.
It is not. It is not.
Surprising.
This one is actually, if nothing else, an homage, a special delivery for Uncle Todd, if you will, because he has asked quite a few times in the last few weeks. Let's be honest. Week in Geek had become very Avengers Doomsday heavy. And so Uncle Todd asked, can we take a breather? Can we have a respite from the constant rumors and more rumors and the things that will happen, the things that won't happen? Let's talk about something else. And here we are, Disney Plus. They're finally making an exciting sci-fi show that isn't Marvel or Star Wars. And this article has more content they're going to bring that's neither Marvel or Star Wars.
It's the new BSG.
It's a new day, if you will.
Sam Esmail is coming back. He's going to scheme someone else this time.
Oh, good God. Man. You know, I think we need to take a moment to recognize the great achievement that has taken place here, because this show has gone on longer. This podcast that we started as a time for us to gather and hang out and just be goofy idiots, we've gone on longer than Sam Esmail's BSG project.
We went on longer than the remake show. Like we've been on longer than that. This show has gone on longer than the Confederacy. This show is more part of American history than the Confederacy, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. Got to recognize. So, with all of that being said, the headline here is Disney Plus is going to basically they're developing a show around the Animorphs. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. I am not. But they are not a Marvel property, nor are they a Star Wars property.
Okay.
It's based on a book series by K.A. Applegate. Animorphs released...
Kids book? Was this
I think
like
so.
A kids book?
I think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It released 50... Can I finish? released 54 novels between 96 and 2001. It was also adapted into a 2-season TV series, which aired on Nickelodeon from 98 to 2000, and it features 6 main characters who gain the power to shapeshift into any animal they touched and use their abilities to fight a secret invasion of parasitic slug-like aliens on Earth while keeping their identity secret and dealing with the daily issues of teenagehood. So yeah, it's probably kids, teenage sort of thing.
Huh.
So what do you think? It's not Avengers Doomsday, but it's, it starts with an A.
I think I'm way
Did I
outside.
deliver or did I deliver?
I'm way outside the target audience on this one. So sure. I just want to go back and watch those old shows from like the late 90s. What the CGI must have looked like. That must have been dodgy as hell.
The thing is, did they bring in the $6 million man sound when they do the transformation? They transform from human into animal.
Oh, I'm sure it was some other effect because they would have had to pay for that. And that show doesn't sound like it had a very high budget.
All right. Well, if that doesn't rock your boat a little bit, there is a list of upcoming non-Marvel and Star Wars sci-fi projects. Shall I run through that list and see if any of those resonate with Uncle Todd? Here I am trying to bring to him a little ray of content, a little ray of hope that Disney can function outside of the Marvel and Star Wars realm. And so if the Animorphs doesn't do it for you, if transforming humans into animals to fight parasitic slugs and deal with teenagehood in the meantime, that's also kind of a very interesting situation right there. Teenagers who already are hormonal and just ready to go nuts, combined with transforming into an animal. You know what I mean? Like, if that is not the strangest concoction you've ever heard, I don't know.
Although, I mean, it would make sense because there's many times that, my kid has resembled a house cat. Where
yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, Disney's trying if they're doing nothing else.
And is that what counts?
It is what counts. So apparently one of these is a show,
Okay.
called Afterlife with Archie. And that is right, folks. That is Archie from Riverdale. So following Riverdale's cancellation in 2023, I don't know what this show is.
I was going to ask, what the hell is Riverdale?
So apparently there's a show made around the world of Archie comics. And this show follows Archie, Betty, Veronica, and Jughead and more in an alternate universe where an undead apocalypse takes over Riverdale. Holy crap, this sounds crazy. I'm reading this for the first time myself. The concept is inherently more sci-fi and horror-filled than the original Archie comic. This is a huge departure from... Wasn't Archie just kind of a simple comic about, a kid being goofy and stuff?
This is like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter territory. Like, you now have my attention.
Yeah, that's what resonates with you.
It's not that it resonates. I'm a fan of stuff where it's like you just literally you do that thing like a golden retriever that's heard a weird noise. You go,
Yes. All right. Well, there's some content that's geared, I think, for the teens, but Uncle Todd's on board with it because it involves Archie and an undead apocalypse, apparently. So,
well, but the funny thing is, I don't like horror, so I probably won't watch this. But the concept, I'm like, at least you're shooting for the moon on this one.
That is right. Let's see what else. Mech, MECH, Mech Cadets. This looks like a cartoon. Live-action adaptation of the Boom Studios graphic novel Mech Cadets is one of a few sci-fi projects in the works for Disney Plus now. Let's see. It follows a group of young cadets who team up with giant robots to fight aliens from out of space. Outer space or out of space? I don't know. Series has already been adapted once into an animation for Netflix. It seems like they're kind of recycling some content here. Like Animorphs, that was something that already has been done as a TV show.
Dude, that's Hollywood, man. That's just the way it is now. Garbage in, garbage out. The snake is eating its own tail.
Here we go, round, round, and round.
Wow. Okay. I was not expecting a Van Halen, needle drop here, but good on you.
We're going round and round. All right. So if Mech Cadets doesn't quite scratch that itch, Uncle Todd, they're also going to do a new show on the Power Rangers.
Oh, frack me.
Man, this is turning into better comedy than I originally thought. Do we need to explain what the Power Rangers are?
No.
But yes, they are.
Did you see that there was a short? I think it was a while ago, and it was like Katie Sackhoff was in it, and I forget who else was in it.
Okay.
It was a much grittier take on it. And I don't remember what it was for or what it ended up doing, but it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Not a whole lot more around that other than it's going to be a Power Rangers reboot, so we will see.
Yeah.
What else? Excuse me. Real Steel.
How's that matcha treating you?
Very good.
Good.
So news broke that a Real Steel TV series based on the 2011 Hugh Jackman film would be translated into a Disney Plus show. That was about 4 years ago that news came out.
Huh.
Yeah, I do remember the name of the movie. For some reason I was thinking about was Shaquille O'Neal in some sort of movie that had something Steel?
Yeah, it was called Steel. That was back when they did the Death of Superman, and then Superman came back, but it was like separate characters.
Okay.
And one of them was this character Steel. I don't know how direct an adaptation it was from the comics, because I mean that movie didn't go anywhere, much like most of Shaq's movies beyond Blue Chips.
So not that one. This is called Real Steel, and it's about it's a sci-fi robot sports story following a father and son who turn an underdog robot into a fighting champion. It is Rocky, ladies and gentlemen, set with robots. So, and they're fighting for one of these. That's right.
A winged eagle belt?
Yes.
It seems like a lot of trouble. Seems like an awful lot of trouble for a belt.
Well, the humans like it. The robots probably could care less. Let's see. According to Collider, another member of our Week in Geek portfolio, an update in late 2025 has revealed that the status is unclear on the project. So we will see if Real Steel really becomes anything to watch.
So we've officially hit the grasping at straws portion of this list.
No. There's more. Okay. There's a show called The Dog Stars. And let's see. This is directed by Ridley Scott, starring Jacob Elordi and Josh Brolin. What? Film is set in a post-apocalyptic world where a deadly flu has wiped out much of humanity, and in its wake, an ex-pilot and ex-marine seek out a better lives for themselves. So this is a sci-fi release that apparently got a showing at CinemaCon recently, and will come out in 2026, called The Dog Stars.
Is this a movie?
It's looking like a movie, yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Huh.
Thoughts on that? Josh Brolin, Jacob Elordi?
I don't know who Jacob Elordi is. Do you?
I don't know who it is either.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Brolin, yeah, but it also seems like, Josh Brolin, the more I've seen of him, it seems he's less and less choosy about his roles. So it's almost like, not exactly like, oh, Josh Brolin's in it. Like, Josh Brolin's in a lot of things. I tried reading his autobiography. What an absolute friggin' train wreck of a book that is. Just all over the place. It's like I could not follow it. Like, it just kind of hops here, there, and everywhere, and it's supposed to be like this unique take on the biography. I'm like, it's unstructured. Like, it's like it's a unique take because it's kind of unreadable unless you just want to be bamboozled for 300 pages or so.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. Well, if The Dog Stars doesn't do it for you, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes sequel. That's right. If you were jonesing for some more Planet of the Apes, it looks like it's coming. But with the director now, let's see. So the director of Westball's Kingdom of the Planet has proved itself a worthy sequel to Matt Reeves' prequel trilogy of ape films, but the director is now off working on Legend of Zelda. That's interesting. So there's some Legend of Zelda coming out. It's unclear what the future plans are for the franchise, with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes intended to kick off a new trilogy. I don't know. Do you think we need another 3 movies with the apes who have overrun the world?
I've not watched any of those movies.
I want to. I've read good things about them.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where it's almost gotten to the point now where there's so much of it, it becomes that sort of, do I really want to invest this much time in it? It's like me trying to get in a new series when there's like 6 seasons out and you're just like, especially when it's still ongoing, like, because then you're like, oh, now I'm going to get into it. And, I want to catch up or whatever. It's just it's daunting. So
Yeah. I would agree. And then this one, I think, by far is going to catch Uncle Todd's fancy right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy,
it takes a lot. Disney is going to make a movie based on the classic Disneyland ride Space Mountain, ladies and gentlemen, and you know Ric Flair is going to be part of it. Woo!
God, I hate you so much.
Mean, woo! By God, woo, Gene!
I thought we had stopped with the games and the rides and the stuff after Battleship. I thought I thought that had put us all off, and we all agreed this was a bad idea. But apparently not. Apparently not.
You never know. In the right hands of the right creatives.
What right hands? I mean, we got lucky with Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, we got lucky there. That was an aberration. Everything after that has been an abomination. It's just not going to work out. Okay,
you know, if there's going to be
Pirates of the Caribbean and Clue, like we got two. That's all we needed.
You know, if they make this movie, I would not be surprised if Flair tries to angle for a cameo at some point. After all, he talked a lot about about Space Mountain during his heyday. And I'll just leave it at that.
and the writing thereof, perhaps.
Kind of. All right. Let's see. The next one here is Caves of Steel. This is
gosh, there's more.
A film adaptation of Isaac Asimov's sci-fi novel Caves of Steel. Let's see. John Ridley is attached to direct the project. Takes place on a futuristic Earth where humanity has retreated into dome cities to escape the inhospitality of the outside world. The story follows a detective and a humanoid robot as they partner to solve a high-profile murder. Caves of Steel. We now have two properties with the name Steel in it. So,
yeah, but one of them actually, doesn't sound like it's been done to death. So Caves of Steel kind of sounds interesting, but it also feels like that could be one of those high concept sci-fi things that tries to get a little too far up its own butt. Yeah. And it winds up becoming I think sci-fi is tough because there's some things that just they forget to have any manner of fun, or if lacking fun, any manner of drama that compels you. Like it's almost like it's well, this is a fantastical setting, so therefore you should care. And it's like I don't. So, anyways.
Well, I saved the best for last, sir, because I think this will resonate. I think this will resonate. This will palpitate. This will excite-tate. I don't know. I've run out of eights. So
lactate.
You could lactate. I don't know. Nonetheless, but Disney, following his work on Marvel Studios' Vision Quest showrunner Terry Matalas. Okay, so quality here. He did season 3 of Star Trek. Okay. Has been tapped to write a feature film reboot. Of the 1980 sci-fi movie.
Oh, geez.
Enemy Mine. Do you remember Enemy Mine?
I do. It was really good.
It was very good. So he is going to do a reboot.
Do we really need a reboot of that, though?
I don't know. For those who don't know, it's a film set in a sci-fi future where mankind is at war with a reptilian alien species and follows a human pilot who is unexpectedly tasked with caring for an alien baby.
Yes.
And wasn't it Louis Gossett Jr. and Dennis Quaid, I believe?
Yes. Yeah, it was
very good movie.
It was. It was one of those things where it almost was like it was very much almost like a two-hander sort of play.
Yeah.
The vast majority of that was just the two of them.
Yes. Yep.
On wrecked on this planet. Yeah, I remember that being really good. Apparently, there's another. There has been talk of redoing The Last Starfighter as well.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
I wonder though, because part of that is like part of the concept there is how new video games were, and it's kind of like
it was playing on the culture of the time, which was video games were this new thing that was just infecting the youth, and was on the rise and had this amazing surge of popularity and zeitgeist is what I was looking for. It became a big part of the zeitgeist of the 80s, with video games. And so, yes, I would agree. But yeah, certainly you and I will always have a warm place in our heart for the classics, the originals that came out. Definitely, it's certainly one of those things too that Enemy Mine was. I feel like that's one of those movies that kind of flew under the radar and was very indicative of the time in the 80s, where a lot of movies would get made, and it wasn't always a guarantee they were going to be. It wasn't like the studios were cranking out, these movies knowing they were going to be, hits and raking in a ton of cash. It was, for that time period, movies were a big part of social interaction and engagement, and so you had movies like this that came out that had short stints in the theaters, came out on VHS, and they kind of developed more of a following after that because people actually took the time to watch it and really got to enjoy it, and it just kind of proliferated from there. So
yeah, and the fact is, like, you didn't have the direct video pipeline because even if this was like, was it 1980 you said?
It's a 1980s sci-fi movie. I don't know what year exactly. I need to look that up.
Because I mean, it was, I don't remember. I can't remember exactly kind of like the year range. I want to say
85.
I want to say it was like mid to late 80s is when the video stores started kind of popping up and became more of a thing. Mm-hmm. Especially, and granted, I mean, in friggin' New Hampshire, it probably took a little while longer than it did in major cities and stuff. But I remember like when there was a video store that was up the street from my house. And that was a big deal because before that, it was like you had to go halfway across town to find one. Mm-hmm. And then there was like at the Little Professor bookstore, they had a little video section. And that was kind of like it. And then there was a video store like just up the street, like a 10, 15-minute bike ride or a 2-minute car ride. And you go in there and it was really good selection. But even then, that like direct-to-video wasn't necessarily a thing. It was either like a made-for-TV movie or it was kind of a B movie. Like that was the thing. So a lot of those direct-to-video movies were still like just throw it at the wall and maybe we'll get lucky, or keep the budget low enough and we'll make some money off of it. Because I don't even know if like at that point studios were really like, yeah, there's a huge market. We'll make it up in rentals. You know what I mean? Because I think that took a little while to get going, but. Yeah, all right. I mean, it'd be interesting.
Sir, I have to ask, are you jonesing for some Avengers Doomsday now that I've given you about 10 to 12 properties that are coming? Yeah. No? Okay. All right. I'm just checking. Well, let's move it right along. Our next one from our good friends at, and appropriately enough, it is May the 4th today as we record, StarWarsNewsNet.com. You might find this interesting, sir. Guillermo del Toro consulted on the huts of the Mandalorian and Grogu. Jon Favreau explains bringing Nal Hutta to life. And apparently what this article touches on right from the beginning is that Guillermo del Toro, director extraordinaire, was said to have been interested in telling a gangster story about Jabba the Hutt and exploring the culture of the Hutt clans. It seems that now his area of interest in the galaxy far, far away has finally come in handy, as he apparently consulted on the Mandalorian and Grogu to offer his insights into the Hutts. And so Jon Favreau goes on to explain, that he spent a lot of time with him, especially he had a story he wanted to tell about Jabba's origin. The director's community is very generous, especially around the sci-fi and fantasy genre. And so apparently Guillermo del Toro gave him, some notes and some, context, and worked with them on, basically kind of helping Favreau and not only explore Jabba's species, but also the home planet of Nal Hutta, which is going to be probably one of the not locations, but what do you call it in the setting of the story. And we are aware of at least 3 Hutts that are going to appear based on the commercials. We have Jabba's son Rota, who is voiced by Jeremy Allen White, who is apparently has his own gun show going on. He's apparently a jacked Hutt. That is something that Favreau notes that Del Toro was particularly interested in depicting a Hutt with a muscular physique,
Mhm.
which is reflected on screen with Rhoda's bulky gladiatorial musculature. And let's see. He goes on to say doing the film meant they could do much more with the Hutt physicality after only appearing briefly on a series like Book of Boba Fett. Favreau's just talking about how it's hard to do a lot with characters like that on a television show. When you're doing a movie, you have a lot more time, more
Mm.
resources to be able to, I think from a CGI standpoint, develop the character in the right way. So I'm kind of excited. This is really about Del Toro's influence on Favreau and the way he's going to bring the Hutt's homeworld to life. How he's going to bring these characters to life. I would very much like to see Del Toro do a Jabba the Hutt, gangster style flick. I think that would be very cool. He would bring a very interesting perspective to that. But sir, thoughts on Del Toro having some of his fingerprints on the Mandalorian and Grogu as it comes to
It makes a
theaters?
lot of sense. I mean, my knowledge of Del Toro's, cinema, his CV, if you will, is really kind of limited. Like it's Pacific Rim and the first two Hellboy movies, and but out of all of those, like you can tell the care that goes into this, and especially like again, not in another thing, but a recommendation. Just if you can come across the Pacific Rim director's commentary, it is amazing to hear this guy talk, and he conveys such a love of movie making. It can literally just make you think like I should do this. I want to do this after listening to him and his passion for movie making and storytelling and cinematography. Like I want to do this. The other thing is just how committed he is to things making sense and really thinking it out instead of like, oh, here's a cool looking thing. He's like, no. Why is it cool looking? How would this thing move? What would its characteristics be? What would be the impact of this thing as it's moving around, and what would it do, and why would it do that? And like just his thought process on all of that is so far ahead of like what you can see in other movies that feature creatures or whatever. Is like he wants to know the logic of it. And even going into the mechs in Pacific Rim, he's like, I want to see every detail. Like I want to see the logical engineering of this thing. Like why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? And it shows because you're watching this and it's a movie, but at the same time there is no doubt that you buy it. Like you buy that this thing is happening in this setting. Like it doesn't seem like these giant creatures are out of place at all. Like the scale, the way they move and interact with everything, it makes sense. And that's for Star Wars, which I think we can admit there's a lot of things that kind of make sense, but there's also stuff that just doesn't make sense, like the lack of seatbelts. I always go back to that one when people start talking about, oh well, this isn't Star. It's like, dude, there's no seatbelts in Star Wars in anything. Nobody's strapped in to anything, and you're dipping and zipping around like this. And not to mention the fact that like there's gravity in an X-wing, because otherwise you'd be just floating. Or the Millennium Falcon, like how does that any of that like? But then people want to talk about logic. I'm like, dude, it's just space magic. Just shut up and enjoy it. But having somebody who actually thinks all that through and is like, it goes back to in many ways like even Grogu, like the fact that you have Werner Herzog in the original one, it'll be a puppet and it will be great. And they're debating on when, if, making Grogu CGI, it's like, no, do it this way. Like, this is what you're expecting because this is what we saw from Yoda, that sort of thing. So it makes total sense. And I actually look forward to that a little bit more now to know that he had something to do with that.
Definitely. Very, very cool. And I'm never, this thought always occurs to me. I'm never surprised. Sorry, I shouldn't say I'm never surprised. I'm always surprised. And I always think about this, like when I play Star Wars, The Old Republic, which by the way, if you start playing, my friend, you too will understand. But just the way that Lucas, just from those, I mean, really just from the first movie had just created this entire universe, and the way it's just exploded. It's nothing new. It's not a new fact or a new revelation, but it's just, I always like to read about a director who has that level of interest in this fictitious universe to tell a gangster story with this popular gangster that Lucas added to the third film of the very first trilogy. Is just, it blows me away that here we are like 40 years later, and 40 plus years later, and you still have, creatives who are looking to tell stories with, certain characters who haven't been explored that deeply.
Now,
So it's just it what's that?
keep in mind, it wasn't just the third movie. Jabba was originally supposed to be in movie 1.
Correct, but he wasn't in at least the original copy that we all saw in the theaters. But now you can see him anytime you want on the doctored up, polished up, and spit shine version of A New Hope. Bye.
Where Han steps on his tail.
Which, is like the best. I don't say it's the funniest editing I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, he walked behind the guy. Let's have him do the whoop, 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 right? It's just like, okay.
One of the jankiest things you can possibly imagine. Yeah.
Oh god. It's like, hey, he's stepping on a tail. It's gonna look awkward. It's like, sure, let's run with that. Why not? Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to stay on StarWarsNewsNet.com. We're going to now move, and we're going to stay with Jon Favreau here as well. We have another article. And in this article,
yes,
Favreau reveals how Mando Season 4 would have connected to Ahsoka Season 2. Believe it or not. Believe it or not.
I'm
also
walking on air. I never felt so free. Oh, sorry.
Hold on.
I get that stuck in my head every so often. The theme from The Great American Hero. It's like, why? Why?
I know.
Who could it be?
Well, actually, what kind of the running joke we have in the family here is we not that we've watched really any Seinfeld with the kids, but we've shown them clips. And one of them is when George puts the phone message on his machine where it's like, believe it or not, George isn't at home. Just leave a message at the beep. How's the rest of it go? I don't know when I'll be. Where could I be? It's just, and you watch that enough to, like, in the clip you watch, it plays twice. It's stuck in your head after that for like 5 days. Mm-hmm. It's like, God. But it's really
like
funny.
Obafemi's entrance music with me. Gosh. Love the guy, but it kills me sometimes.
Speaking of which, I should throw on Raw right now. Anyways, hey, if anything, it'll help me channel my energy somewhere else and slow me down a little bit.
Ooh.
You never know. All right. So Jon Favreau,
yes.
he states that he basically had to scrap. He had written up a treatment, I guess, of season 4, supposed to set up season 2 of Ahsoka. Could have possibly included Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Ooh.
But he had to start from scratch when writing Mandalorian and Grogu. And let's see. He said there were a lot of characters. It assumed you'd watch the whole show, and it was teeing up what was happening moving into the second season of Ahsoka. It was about Grand Admiral Thrawn and following the larger storyline of this era of the Star Wars timeline. The more I read this, the more pain I felt by the fact that we didn't have that season. It's like, God dang it. Because that's been one of my big gripes with Star Wars is how are we going to, like we've talked about sometime or a few times on the show about Filoni and this Heir to the Empire movie he's doing, and it's like, where is the build for Thrawn coming from?
I don't know if it's going to happen. It's the same as when we were talking about leading up to WrestleMania. Oh, it's going to be WWE versus TKO. Like, it's not happening. It's the same sort of thing. Like, it's another fan theory, and I usually am cynical enough. You're not as cynical as I am, but I'm usually cynical enough to rein myself in and just go, no, it's too cute. It's a fan theory. It sounds great, but no one's going for it. And I bought into this hook, line, and sinker. I'm beginning to think like it's not happening. Whatever ends up happening with this Heir to the Empire-ish thing, it's not going to be what we think it is.
All right.
Call me just a black-hearted cynic, but I just two ventricles of coal. But I just don't think it's happening.
Yeah, Favreau goes on to highlight he had to completely start over once it was decided to make a movie. Because of this change, he had to make it more accessible to a general audience who might not be completely caught up with the Star Wars lore. What does he say here? Like he said, you can't just take like the season 4 scripts and turn them into a movie. It's a completely different medium. I had to start from scratch. Let's see, certain things we wanted to pursue, like the idea of Grogu being Mando's apprentice. And as long as you understand the archetypes of, the hardened warrior with the, vulnerable young apprentice, then you'll know these characters well, even if you've never seen the show. So I totally get that. It's a different, in some ways, if I may bring it back to professional wrestling, it's kind of like the issue with ECW going or trying to compete at the level of WWE. It was a product that was built for a niche audience that followed it. And if you didn't follow it, and if you were turned off by it, then you weren't going to be into it. And so I get the idea of, there's, he can't turn away from everything, but he also can't go as deep as he wanted to go and make the assumptions that he was making with the season 4 scripts, because he stated earlier in the article that when he wrote season 4, it assumed you had watched 1, 2, and 3 and were locked into the story at that point. So it seems that he's, kind of loosened things up a bit to make this more of a movie that both the familiar and the uninitiated can lock into, which I think is smart.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I think the way I think about it, it's more like if you didn't watch professional wrestling all year and then sat down and watched 2 nights of WrestleMania, and you're like, okay, who's this?
Yeah,
like in general, you're going to understand after a little while who the bad guy is, who the good guy is. And you might even pick up some of the story, but you're going to be missing a lot if you have not watched a single PLE, a single hour of television for the entire, let's say May through April. You're going to be missing a lot. That's how I think about it. And I understand, because I mean, yeah, and of course the order is going to be like, hey, John, we need to make money on this thing. And Favreau's been around long enough. He knows if it's going into theaters, like, it's a different ball game. Like, you need to make the money back. So it makes sense. It is kind of a bummer because you do get, we have, as we've talked about with Mando, like, you get to sit with the characters more, you get more background, you get more shading in on who the character is and all that stuff. So it kind of sucks that way, but hopefully it'll be a good yarn and a good adventure.
Indeed. And Favreau, goes on to say, it sounds like, so I know you just said what you said about Filoni's movie, but he goes on to talk about, that, he called this film a more grounded experience compared to Filoni's Ahsoka series. He also mentioned that Filoni's dedicating a lot of time to figuring out how the galaxy moves into the sequel trilogy era now that he's in the current role at the top of Lucasfilm. So he's contending with things like, how does the First Order come to be? And dealing with a lot of the larger picture, more higher level stuff. But he talks about, let's see, think about the officers and we're the enlisted men. This is more, sorry, let me see. Oh, he's talking about First Order. And just, the fact that with the fall of empires, historically, the power brokers become warlords, and anybody with a standing army, had power in the ancient world. You see that history repeat itself. And that's what the Shadow Council, which we saw in season 3 of Mando briefly, has been alluded to. And so, he talks about Dave, kind of grabbing the baton now with the Ahsoka show and taking steps in explaining, kind of connecting those threads and starting to tell those stories. He's got a lot of responsibility, which is true. What else did he say? Oh, and then about the whole thing with Kathleen Kennedy and how Martin Scorsese ended up with a voice cameo. She knows him well, socializes with him. Let's see, she called him up. He said yes. Favreau got to direct him. He was improvising. We recorded his whole performance, which we then gave to the CG animators. And he says it was quite impressive what they were able to do. It's one of the funniest parts of the film. Works well for the story, and as a fan of Marty and as a fan of Star Wars. So should be interesting. Movie comes out May 22nd. Let's see, tickets are available for sale. Oh, and the article even calls out, and the title duo recently made an appearance at WrestleMania. They didn't interject into the main event, which they should have. We should have had Mando coming in with a little bit of the shooting the line to tie someone up, to secure the pin for the baby face, or, maybe throw on the flamethrower to just, scare someone. Who knows?
I think,
and then fly out of there. You know what I mean? I mean, he could have
Wrestling
done it.
learned from after that experience of RoboCop. Like maybe this wasn't a good idea to interject.
You know, I'm sure Triple H was thinking about it, and then he said, "What would Dusty do?" Yeah, he did RoboCop. Now we're not going to go down that road. We
Did
saw
Dusty
how
book
that
that?
went. What's that?
Did Dusty book that?
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. Let me look that up. Did Dusty Rhodes?
Wasn't Dusty part of the Shockmaster thing? Oh, no, he was on screen for that.
No, Dusty Rhodes did not book the RoboCop appearance in WCW. Around that time, Ole Anderson was the head booker. That was an Ole Anderson special right there, folks. Woo!
Another mark against Ole Anderson.
Oh, good God Almighty! All right, real quick on this one. I pulled this up from space.com. It is May the 4th, and Lego goes big with 9 new sets this year. The one I wanted to kind of call out is the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. So as you know, the Razor Crest, which I brought into the intro of the show, went bye-bye during the Mandalorian series, and he has been relegated to N1 Starfighter, although we see the Razor Crest make an appearance in the trailer, so maybe he rebuilds the ship after all. Mm-hmm. But that is the UCS, the big UCS set that was coming out on May the 4th. We'll have the link in the show notes. There's a New Republic X-Wing Starfighter. There's kind of like a mini version of the Razor Crest and Zellion Starship, AT-RT. There's a bust of Yoda, bust of Vader. There's Grogu right here, except in Lego form. Just imagine he's got blocks and, and then the Mandalo and Grogu Allies and Villains set. So all of this was available on Lego.com going back to, I think, May 1st, and I think it sold pretty quickly. I'm trying to think. Oh, and then they had a Darksaber. Gifts and rewards. They had a little bit of a Darksaber like sort of thing. Razor Crest mini build. Yeah. So anyways, Lego.com, always good to treat the fandom to some new content via sets and gifts and rewards, and they did not disappoint once again as we prepare for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Sir, hyped about any of that, or I forget, are you a Lego fanatic or collector?
I used to Lego all the time. I was huge into Lego growing up. We actually bought, whilst Christmas shopping, bought a Chopper Lego set that we meant to put together over Christmas break. It didn't happen. It's still downstairs and needs to be put together. I think that's going to become a summer project. I think the interesting thing here is how quickly a lot of the Lego sets that have like the Enterprise D that got released and all that, sold out so quickly. Mm-hmm. We are here at 9:59 p.m. here on the East Coast, yes, and the N1 Starfighter is available. So it has not sold out.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And a lot of these things were like gone like that on the day they were released. Now, if the fact it's $249.99 might have something to do with it, and the fact that, in this economy, that's a lot of cashish. They optimistically did set a limit of 3. I'm like, okay. The interesting one is, so I wanted to get this last year, and apparently it's still on back order. The gingerbread at Walker is on back order. So
no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I'm curious. What about the Enterprise?
That was
that's available.
Sold out for a while. Is it available? Okay.
It is $400, but it is available. That's a lot of freaking. What is that? 3,600 pieces.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
But you do get 9 minifigures of the entire, main crew. Apparently, is that Wesley?
Who? What?
Yep, Wesley's there. So we got Dr. Crusher, Geordi, Riker with a space trombone, Counselor Troy, Picard, Worf, Data with his cat, and Guinan.
Nice.
No Tasha Yar. I would have rather had
Yeah.
Tasha Yar than Guinan or the cat, but I mean that's just me.
Well, you got to have Spot though for Data. So
True. Wait a minute, does Spot count as a minifigure? Hang on a second. Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So okay, no, Spot does not count as a minifigure. It's like, hang on a minute. You're getting screwed over here. That's like 8 1/3 minifigures.
I love how that's what you're concerned with is, the classification of Spot the cat. So
Well, for $400, damn, I want my full 9 minifigures. I don't want like 1/3 of a minifigure.
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, moving right along to wrap things up here.
Yeah, what's this all about here?
Over the weekend, Uncle Todd traded text with me on Saturday evening, and I explained to him that I was settling in for my weekly ritual of playing for some period of time Star Wars: The Old Republic. And I'm playing, and I see someone text me, and I look, and he's like, "Hey, there's a beta for Mac that you can use." And I'm typing Mac. I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. That's how I'm playing on my Mac Mini because of the beta." And so, sir, have you given any thought to polluting your Mac system with said game? And entering into the realm of addictive gameplay that I have found myself in for the last several years.
Okay, so here's the thing. I could be convinced. There's a couple of things that I need to address first.
Okay.
I need to offload stuff from my hard drive because let's see here. This my Mac. Let's see here. So I've got a
Don't you have
MacBook,
like a 1 terabyte hard drive or something, or no?
No, sir. I've got a MacBook Pro. This is a late 2023 16-inch MacBook Pro.
Okay.
So I'm rocking the Apple M3 Max chip.
Okay.
128 gigs of RAM, which is just obscene when you think about where the era in which we grew up. 8 terabyte hard drive.
Oh yeah, you should be fine.
I've got 1.4 terabytes available.
The heck is on there? Jeez,
let's see all of the videos from all of our shows.
Well, get rid of them. What are you holding them on for?
That's the thing I've got to do. I've got to
archive
some. Yeah, I've got to archive. And the thing is, like, I've got to figure out like what's the best way to do that. So I've got to offload a bunch of that. Oh boy, here we go.
Get an external hard drive. You archive it over to the external hard drive. That is going to be, the record unto which 100, 200 years from now, civilization will come upon, and they will say, "What is this here?" And they will learn and find out about this show and the idiocy we put forth and think it was something amazing. So
I don't know.
and that's all on your shoulders, sir, to get that external hard drive to archive those videos, the sound file, the waves, the moves, all of it. We got to get it all. MP3s. Got to catalog the journey that we've been on these last 8 years, 9 years, whatever. Are we almost to 10?
No.
Sweet Moses.
We're not almost. But no, I need to do that first because I have noticed my machine is starting to bog down a little bit, and it's way too young of a machine to be doing that. Like the iMac that I had, I ran that iMac for 10 years because I did the same thing when I bought this machine. I spec'd it out as far as I could to make sure that I built in some room until obsolescence. The question I have though
sounds like adolescence. Obsolescence.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the question I have is, and you answered one of them because I didn't know if I needed to get like a PS controller or something like that, or if I could just use a mouse and a keyboard. And so you kind of set me on that. You use a mouse, keyboard. That's okay. The thing I'm wondering is, am I going to feel cheated trying to play this on a 16-inch laptop screen? Because I know you have your dual monitor set up.
No, because that's the way I played it for years. Like before, I only until I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago when I converted over to the Mac Mini. I had a gaming gaming laptop that I used, and that's how I played the game. So, I don't even know if I don't think the display is 16 inches on. Well, it might be 16 inches. So yeah, no, I think you'd be good. You won't feel cheated. The question is, are you going to, are you going to be a Republic character? Are you going to be an Imperial character? What are you going to do, Agent of Chaos?
Dude, I've got
Going to be a
I've got
Jedi
s-
Knight.
I've got
a Sith
stuff
warrior.
to do here before I can even consider playing this.
I know.
And as it is, like I'm having a tough time, like just even even getting the normal stuff I'm supposed to do on a daily basis
And
done.
by the way, there is a limit to playing it for free before, of course, you have to pay. And I, of course, am paying the piper. So
what does this thing go for here? Once you like, is it? I'm guessing it's a monthly subscription.
no, it's actually every 3 months.
Okay, and what am I looking at there?
About 70 $70.
So $280 a year.
Yeah.
Eh,
I think it's 70. Let me see what it is.
I don't know, man. That might be a little prohibitive.
Yeah.
Well, I'll think.
Okay, so they have some different pricing tiers. So you can do $14.99 per month. You can do $30 for 60 days, which is also $14.99 per month. So I do the 180-day option, which is $12.99 per month, or basically $78.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think. Let's see, $14.99.
I don't know. I'll give
for
it
full
some
access to all expansions, increased level caps, and bonus cartel coins. Yeah, there's some expansion like missions. Like there's the base game that you play the character story, and then there's like expansions from there that have like a storyline to them and stuff. So
All right. I
but
might.
imagine
I don't
you
know.
and I
Yeah.
running around the Star Wars universe, two chuckleheads, just pew 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 pew. You know what I mean? Like
As if we don't make enough of ourselves in this world, we've got to go to a galaxy far, far away and be idiots there too.
and not to whet the appetite too much, but if you were to go Republic and be a smuggler, the advanced classes for smuggler, one is called the Scoundrel and the other is called the Gunslinger. Wow. You could be like Doc Holliday, my
I
friend.
love how you almost like yanked your freaking headphones off. That
Oh, you
would've
saw
been
the
great.
wire kick up?
Oh yeah, I caught that. Because that's exactly what I would do if I was moving around.
Oh,
Fling them right off my head.
Well, folks, I will convince Uncle Todd, and we're gonna have to get screenshots when this happens.
We'll
But
see.
we've got to get him into the the Star Wars, or it's called SWTOR, SWTOR. It's the acronym for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Get you into the universe, get you playing, and I'll be right there to be your Sherpa. I'm at level 80. Which is the highest level you can be across two characters, and I'll beat the snot.
You
out
got
of
two
them.
characters?
I do. I have a gunslinger character, and I have a smuggler. Basically, I played the two opposite archetypes. I played smuggler and bounty hunter. So bounty hunter is Imperial, smuggler is with Republic. And the other thing is, in this game, you can make choices that are you a light side character or a dark side character. So what I've done is for the gunslinger, I've made all light side choices with him. So he's Mr. Buttercup, very, very straight laced, does the right thing. Awesome. And then for the bounty hunter, I turned him, I mean, during the story, I had him, be good to his people and that sort of thing. But now in the latest storyline I'm in, I'm just choosing all the bad options. I'm going full tilt dark side, baby, with this guy. And the funny part is, over time, the more dark side choices you make, you accrue dark side points. And basically your appearance starts to change. You turn very, like, not emperor like where you have like wrinkles and stuff, but your skin kind of fades a little bit. Your eyes get super, the Sith eyes and everything.
Kind of gaunt.
Oh yeah. So it's their attention to detail is insane. It is so good. And I'm kind of curious to get your reaction when you
So
when.
I mean,
I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when.
it's going to be great. I'll start playing, and this will be like the old GoldenEye things where you just get sniped constantly. There's a level 1 character, just a mysterious level 80, bounty hunter, just whooping my ass every
Let's
time.
see. I'm going to walk out into because as a smuggler, or as a bounty hunter, your first, where you first start out is on the planet Hutta, which is kind of like we talked about Nal Hutta, the Hutt homeworld. And you start running missions for one of the Hutt lords and stuff like that. And so I can just see you running around like, yes, sir, I'm going to go pew,
Exactly it.
All right. Well, I long for the day, sir, where you will be a part of that, and look forward to you joining me out there in the stars.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, sir. What have you got for And Another Thing as a recommendation for our listeners and viewers?
It is May the 4th. It is Star Wars. It is a time, as we have this heavily Star Wars themed Week in Geek, to come back to some of the stories, the lore behind the lore. And what I'm talking about here is a 2-season docuseries on Disney Plus called Light and Magic, all about how they did the special effects starting at the very beginning with their meager beginnings and low budgets, and the ways they were able to create the effects that we saw on in these movies was just nothing short of amazing. So very interesting stories. Season 1, I think, was a bit deeper, and I think part of that is because of the nature of them having to create something from nothing and to work with very little in terms of technology,
and also
or at least the technology they had of the time. So
yeah.
Whereas in season 2, I think they get more into the CGI nature of what they did for the prequel trilogy and so forth. So, so if you've never seen it, it is super interesting. You're a big Star Wars fan, do check it out if you haven't already. Light and Magic, 2-season docuseries on the Plus. How about you, sir?
Very nice. Also, in honor of May the 4th, I'm going to recommend the OG Star Wars documentary, which is Empire of Dreams. Like we were talking about in our pre-production meeting. I originally watched this when I got my when I swapped over from VHS to DVD to get the OG trilogy as a box set, and so there was 4 discs, 3 of course with the movies, and then this was the 4th disc with the extra bonus materials. And it's, after having watched this a bunch of times, like watching Light and Magic, I was like, oh my gosh, I know kind of the storyline, but Light and Magic actually does a better job, I think, of kind of filling out the story, and also really the personality of the individuals who made up that original kind of ILM team, which I thought was really cool about the Light and Magic. But this one was great because it really covers that first, the original trilogy and what went into making that, and the reason why Lucas, the story of Lucas making it, and kind of the way that he had gone from a student filmmaker to, even to talking about, if I remember right, does this have the, I think it does have him talking. Oh no, that was in Milius, I think. But it was some documentary where they were talking about how they were going to go. George Lucas was originally going to be part of the making of Apocalypse Now, and they were going to go to Vietnam and shoot it guerrilla style. And Milius was like, they probably would have been there just in time for Tet and all this. And George Lucas is like, yeah, he wrote it. I was the one who was going to have to go film it. I was the one who's probably going to get shot in a rice paddy somewhere. But it just, all of his progression through being, a student filmmaker to being part of kind of American Zoetrope, and then his THX movie getting, kind of dropped, and then making American Graffiti basically on somewhat of a dare from Francis Ford Coppola, and then parlaying that into getting the deal to make Star Wars, and then how it further helped him to kind of enhance his position in getting the contract to make Star Wars. So all of that was, I think, is so great, and is a great, it's a great document in terms of like a very independent spirit within the studio system. So that was kind of the first thing. I was like, wow, this guy was really, he had his own sort of thing, and just the battles he went through and all that stuff. So it's a great, I would, if I were to say, I would say watch Empire of Dreams first, and then go watch Light and Magic, because it'll further fill out what you kind of see in the first one, and really fill in all those edges. But watch them both. They're both friggin' fantastic. And that is our show for this Week in Geek Wednesday. Thank you all for tuning in. You can find all of our shows at freerangeedc.com. Download them one at a time there, or subscribe to the Podbean app. You can also find audio episodes on fine podcast purveyors everywhere, like Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, and many, many others. Search for Free Range Idiocy. You can find full video episodes on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@freerangeidiocy. You can also just search for Free Range Idiocy. It will pop right up. You can follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Free Range Idiocy. If you have any questions, send those to Tim at freerangeidiocy.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man they call Tim is going to take us home. This is his show. What do you got to say for yourself?
To the interwebs, we say, you suspect. We don't know what your reputation is in this town, but after what you tried to pull today, you can bet we'll be looking into you. And to our listeners, good day, ladies and gentlemen. And until that day comes, keep it to the grindstone.
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you.
I was a little worried what you're gonna. I thought you were gonna bite Grogu's ear.
Oh, the ear. Get it? The ear? Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'm familiar with the ears. Thank you.
Oh.
Now get the hell out of here!